Matthew Miller, was born on the 8th of January 1970 in Brooklyn, New York, to Kenyan immigrants John and Martha Miller. Matthew's parents were not very educated, but were Christians who believed in hard work and earning a decent living. They raised Matthew to appreciate hard work and diligence and to be contented with whatever he had. Matthew grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood where people lived in dingy apartments. There were a lot of single mothers and jobless young men who had attained no level of formal education. Matthew's parents were determined that he be educated. They understood that while their condition was far from ideal, their son would have a better future if he was properly educated. Matthew attended the Brooklyn Garden Elementary School, Brooklyn, and was very active in sports. He was also particularly drawn to subjects like basic science. When he was not in school, Matthew built circuits of fans and other electrical appliances from items he sourced from the garbage. His parents were thrilled by his interest in building things and the wonderful technology he created. Matthew attended the James Madison High School, where he continued to be active in sports. His interest in technology did not wane as he grew. Instead, he became more innovative. His teachers were pleased with the fact that he was very adept at fixing small electrical faults in the school. Matthew had the dream of building a special kind of battery that would charge itself when exposed to the sun. He started working on the prototype as a child. The process was tedious, and he wasn't getting it right. Yet, he continued. On the 16th year, Matthew was strolling down the street when there was a police crackdown. Because he wasn't one of the drug peddlers who were on the run, Matthew stood his ground when the police apprehended him. However, there was immense racism in America at the time, and the police were apt to indict young black men for no reason at all. Matthew's attempts to inform the police of his innocence fell on deaf ears. He was arrested and persecuted. Matthew spent 1 year in the juvenile prison for drug-related misconduct, even though he was innocent. When he emerged from jail, he tried to return to his normal life, but things had gone awry. All the universities Matthew applied to turned him down because of his criminal record. Yet, Matthew did not lose hope in life. He moved out of his parents' home and got a job as a janitor in a drugstore. He remembered his dream of building a battery and started to work on the project again. During the day, he went to work at the drugstore. At night, he worked on his battery. It took several years before Matthew was able to develop his ideal prototype for the battery. Then he began to take it from one company to another. Seeking sponsorship, Matthew was rejected by all investors he approached. Some of the companies mocked his prototype, and he was advised to get a job as a security guard instead of peddling crude technology. Matthew was terribly hurt by these comments, but he continued to work on his battery, improving its appearance and its capacity. Eventually, ThruWave decided to take a chance on his battery. It was an immediate success, and Matthew signed a contract with the company as a co-founder. Today, Matthew is a successful businessman who has diversified into other businesses and is worth $10 million. In life, you will win some and lose some. No one wins all the time. So, whenever you are rejected, see it as one of those days you do not win, and move on. Never let your ambition end when you encounter rejection. Instead, let rejection spur you on to take positive actions to reevaluate your methods and reinvent yourself. Most people grow when they are rejected, because they take a thorough look at their lives and figure out what they didn't do right the first time. Robin Black said, "Rejection is part of the game, or rather, rejection is part of the profession, a profession which at times can feel like a game." Life is like a game, and rejections are just mere distractions. We need to stay focused when we are rejected. Daniel Craig said, "You get used to the rejection and you don't take it personally. At times, you are rejected because you have bad taste. You should never take rejection personally." Bryant McGill said, "Rejection is merely a redirection, a course correction to your destiny." Matthew Miller was rejected by the society, but he refused to give up on himself. He weathered the storm of self-pity and took his destiny in his own hands. His success can be attributed to his incredible resilience, a quality every entrepreneur needs to possess.